Today's video is sponsored by my friends over at Exo Terra. Make your reptiles feel at home. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Dion and you're watching Reptiliatus. Friends, today is an exciting day and let me explain to you exactly why. For the past decade or so, I've noticed that the dart frog hobby has been growing at an exponential rate. These small but stunning amphibians have quickly become the vivarium version of the aquarium experience. And by that I mean that hobbyists are quickly discovering that keeping these amphibians allows them to create a stunning terrestrial habitat within the confinements of a terrarium. Now, the primary issue with keeping dart frogs as pets has always been that commercially there isn't really anything available that you can just plug and play, so to speak, or purchase and it works. There's always some type of modification you have to make with your standard terrarium, whether it's modifying or installing a glass lid to hold in more humidity. Perhaps you're drilling your lid to be able to attach misting nozzles, or maybe you're drilling a bulkhead into the bottom of your glass terrarium to allow for the drainage of the drainage layer so that you don't overflow and saturate your substrate. It can be quite tedious. Well, friends, today I'm thrilled to share with you that my friends at Exoterra have recently come out with their Frogs & Co. line, and wait till you see what I'm about to uncover behind me because it's pretty cool. Now, at the time of this recording, I've had the opportunity to play around with the products that make up the Frogs & Co. line, and I can tell you that from a beginner perspective, this line of products is just phenomenal. If you are a entry-level frog keeper, all you need is behind me under this blanket. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what Exoterra graciously sent me. Thank you so much, Exoterra, for not only sponsoring this video today, but also sending me a ton of Frogs & Co. line product to play with and convert into beautiful naturalistic Vivaria. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right guys, ready for the unveiling? Let's do this. Welcome to Frogs & Co. Newly designed advanced terrarium habitats, new substrates, drainage mesh, cool new water dishes, coconut cave, new terrarium LED lighting units. This line is just awesome. Let's dive in, everybody. Exoterra Substratum. This substrate is composed of volcanic soil that is porous in nature, rich in nutrients and carbon. Not only this, substratum also contains dormant beneficial nitrifying bacteria. All these properties combined will not only promote plant growth, they'll help combat harmful bacteria and help remove odors from a humid environment. The Exoterra Bio-Drain Mesh is the perfect method to prevent your substrate from falling into your drainage layer. Here we have the brand new Monsoon Solo 2 and Multi 2, and as you know, I've made a video on these products you can check out up above. The Equatorial Forest Floor Substrate Pack comes with some coconut husk and dried Ardisia leaves. There's a link up above to a review I did on this product too. Now here is a neat product. This is the Terra Sky, an entry-level LED planted terrarium light recently put on the market with the Frogs & Co. line. I'm really excited to try these units out over these builds. We'll go into this in more detail in a future video, but I've always been a fan of how naturalistic Exoterra's water dishes look like. These frog pond dishes come in a large and small size, and let me tell you, they're gonna look fantastic. Now here we have a really well thought out product, the Exoterra Coconut Cave. The most popularized method of breeding dart frogs involves placing a coconut hide over a petri dish. This puts it all together in one system. Simply remove your top and collect your eggs. Now those are all amazing products, but friends, these are the Advanced Amphibian Habitats. Here we have the dart frog terrarium, and here we have the tree frog terrarium. So what makes these terrariums so much more special than anything else you'd find on the market? Well, I can't wait to show you in just a sec. Let's start by unpacking them. The first thing you're going to notice as you remove the packing protecting the lid is the new designed lid, but more on that in a sec. Now, if you're not feeling very creative, Exoterra included this background with their packing that allows you to stick it on the back of the terrarium in case you don't feel like designing a background for yourself. Friends, so one of the first things you're going to notice about this newly designed Advanced Amphibian Habitat is that this line of Exoterra Vivarium or Terrarium actually only has one unobstructed pane of glass as its door. Check this out. So now we're not looking at two doors, which is kind of a standard for the Exoterra. It's one single door. And what else is really cool is Exoterra has a new door locking mechanism. So you have this little button here, you click it down and your enclosure is locked. Now you just tap that little button in, click it out, and you are able to access the terrarium or vivarium. You're also going to notice right away is that, as I showed you when I took the lid off, your lid is newly designed. And what's really cool about this lid is that it's designed for a higher level of humidity. You'll notice that Exoterra still has one sheet of high quality aluminum screen meshing that doesn't rust. And then now what they've done is added a sheet of glass here that will help hold in more humidity for your frogs and other high humidity loving herps. The lid is looking pretty slick, and what comes to mind is that it's very secure. So let's go ahead and take a look here and pop this open. Now the way you open this lid isn't like the old models where you turn the little knobs or have the little clicky pegs or whatever you call them. We want to click this down like so, and this allows us to unlock the lid. So it comes up like that, and you can actually pull it up and out. Right away from here, you're gonna see some pretty neat features. And again, that has everything to do with preventing fruit flies and other little bioactive organisms from escaping the vivarium. Now, I really wanted to show you the inlet ports on this model of Exoterra. They've redesigned them and I think they're pretty cool. So this is actually a rubber design, which for the most part stays completely closed, as you can see, but it's flexible, and what it does is allows for you to stick in your hose lines. They can come through here if you have like a hygrometer or thermostat or thermometer or any appliance that goes into the enclosure that would be electric. This is your passageway in, and of course it'll be a snug fit around the cable, so it can come through here elegantly and, you know, be secured without allowing for fruit flies and things like that to get out of it. So that was really cool. Not only this allows for the passing of the monsoon tubing for your misting system to come through here and make its way here. At this point, you've probably noticed these little hooks lining the lid, and here we have a foothold as well. This is a new feature that Exoterra is calling Monsoon Ready. What it does is allows you to seamlessly attach your nozzles to the vivarium and really hide that hose line and secure it in place. No more need for suction cups, everyone. I really like this feature, I'm not gonna lie. It just looks so elegant. It's just tucked away when the enclosure is all set up, and you'll see that in the future. It just looks really nice and clean. Okay everyone, so the last feature I want to show you, and probably one of the neatest, is the bulkhead drain that comes with this enclosure. Inside your box you should find some tubing, a valve, and an elbow connector. As you can see here, the terrarium's glass bottom already comes pre-drilled for your convenience. That's right, friends, you don't have to go through the anxiety of drilling out your glass, because I know that that can be intimidating for a lot of people. So let's go ahead now and start by installing the bulkhead drainage assembly. Now, the first thing we're going to do is attach our tube to the bulkhead drain. I'm not gonna lie, this can be a bit tricky, but if you really force it and just kind of shimmy it, you should be able to get it over the ribbing there, and that will hold it and make sure that you have a secure, snug fit. From here, we're going to measure our tubing from the bulkhead to the back of the enclosure and add a few inches afterwards because we have to cut our tubing. So once you've carefully cut a straight line through the tube, we can proceed to attaching the elbow connector. It is completely your decision which direction you want your drain assembly to face, but most people will want it facing the back of the enclosure to kind of hide it and tuck it away. Now that you've made your cut, you can proceed to attach it to the elbow connector. You just push it through, and this one goes on a lot easier than the bulkhead drain. Screw them on tight to ensure that there's no leaks, and yeah, you just do the other side as well. Okay, perfect. Lastly, all we have to do is get our drain onto the tubing. Just got to connect it here, nice snug fit, and screw the nut over it. And we should be good. Now all that's left to do is install our bulkhead drain. So you just need to make sure that everything's aligned perfectly and carefully screw on the assembly until it's a tight fit. Now, before we even consider setting up this terrarium, we'll want to do a leak test, but what better way to do that than to take advantage of using the bulkhead drain to drain out the water. So I have everything set up here, my hose line, my drain, make sure it is closed, that's open, and here we have a bucket to drain out the water into. Let's go ahead now and fill it with some water. Ideally, you'll want to wait 24 hours to ensure that there are no leaks in the vivarium. After this, we can proceed to open the valve and release the water into our bucket. I'm really happy with how this is working, and I can't wait to put it into practice when actually draining out the base or drainage of my future vivarium. Now friends, the Frogs & Co line couldn't have come at a better time for me. I've been really looking forward to upgrading my frogs out of bin enclosures. Now that these advanced amphibian habitats are available on the market, I didn't have to worry about purchasing glass to cover my screen tops or drilling my tanks for drainage. On Friday, I'll be teaching you how to create a beautiful naturalistic background for your vivarium from scratch. We'll also set up and plant the dart frog terrarium as well as the tree frog terrarium model. Following this, we'll introduce the inhabitants. Bottom line, you definitely don't want to miss this Friday's video if you have any interest in creating a dry lock naturalistic vivarium background or learning about how to set up an awesome dart frog vivarium. Friends, I want to take a moment to thank you all so much for watching today's video. Definitely drop some comments down below on what you think of the new Frogs & Co line by Exo Terra. And once again, I'd like to take a moment to thank Exo Terra for their generosity in providing me with these Frogs & Co products. I'm really excited to show you guys what I come out with on Friday. Take care, everybody.